Hello there. This is Engineering Graphics-AutoCAD lesson about layers and line types. So far, like any of the drawings that you have done so far, didn't involve layers. Okay, so as an engineer or as an architect or as a mechanical engineer or as a civil engineer, like any working drawing that you are going to prepare in AutoCAD must have layers. Okay, this is one of the milestones that you need to learn in this class. Layers, how to use them, how to exploit them, how cool they are, and so on and so forth. Okay, so normally, like you can imagine, layers are like transparent paper stuck together. Like for instance, you have a wall, and then the wall is drawn on a green layer, and then you have the doors. Doors are drawn on a yellow layer. Windows are on a blue, and so on and so forth. You can create all those ones individual items on individual layers for the sake of functionality, and then you just put those transparent papers stacked together. Then you can literally see all the drawings like in one nice corners. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and then start today's exercise. So today's exercise just says like you need to recreate the given drawing, as you can see here, and then using layers. It's not just simply redraw it. So therefore, by the end of this exercise, you will know or learn how to create layers, to delete layers, how to make layers current, how to choose colors, how to freeze thaw, how to turn off and turn on layers, how to lock layers, unlock layers, and so on and so forth. Okay, so let's go ahead. So the first part that you need to do is like, let's set up our units to architecture. Okay, then this has to be set as architectural so that I can input like my dimensions as as fit, like this, as 1 feet 2 inches kind of. Okay, so you can do that if you set your units to architectural, but otherwise you can't. Then let's go ahead and then, like, based on what items we have on our drawing, let's create a few layers. So I see walls, I see windows, I see doors. Dimension is like for next week, so we're not going to touch dimensions today. So probably let's go ahead and then, like, let's create the 3 basic layers for this drawing. Furnitures, appliances, and so on and so forth. As the semester goes by, we're going to include those things later at a later time. Okay, so let's go ahead and then create those 3 layers. So how do you create layers? So you can create layers by either coming and then like clicking on like one of on the property layer, on the property layer manager. You can come here and then create a new layer, or you can just simply go ahead and then here's the new layer, not layer state, rather layer. And then I prefer to, most of the time, like to name layers as uppercase. And since we are doing like architectural drawing, and then I also put a wall. If you are the structural engineer, then you can start your drawings as S. Okay, this is just like to make sure that like different people are working on different things. And then a window. Then I'm going to add another one, probably a door. Okay, and then change the colors and the line type the way you wish. So all of them are continuous lines. You can use a little bit of thicker line, otherwise you can just leave it at the way it is in default. Okay, and the color, don't touch the 0 layer. The 0 layer it's just like a natural layer or the default layer that is given by AutoCAD, and it's mostly it's not advisable to change it. Line type, I'm not changing any of the line type. So for now, just like all of them are continuous. Probably I may change the color. I'll go with like probably walls, I'll go with the green, and for wall I can go with yellow. depending on, like, the good thing is like you can change things later if you want to. Then cyan is uh, for my window. Okay. Then once you have that, like, you go ahead and then draw the floor plan. The floor plan is 25:1 by 24:10. 24:10 by 25:1. Okay, so draw a rectangle that's like in this direction, 25 feet, and then 1 inches. As I told you, you can put it in there like that. Okay, so and every time you don't see your line, what you can do is like you can press Z and then press E, then enter. That's to make extend, then you should be able to see them. Okay, then in this direction you go like 24 and then 10 inches. Go in this direction as 25 and then 1 inch, and then you bring in, you can snap that over there. So this is the very exterior side of the house or the floor plan. So you may say like, where is my layer? When am I going to use it? Don't worry about it, since every time when you draw something on the 0 layer or on any layer, you can select it and then you can switch or click that. Okay, then automatically the thing will adopt it. Okay. Okay, so okay, all right. So we can select this guy and change it to the wall layer, or you can just make the wall layer current and then you can go ahead and then start working. So as I mentioned, like, you can use the exterior or interior wall, both of them, like 5 inches thickness to make our life easy. So you type 5, offset 5, and see. So first I'm going to draw all my walls. Okay, and then there is part of the house that runs in this direction. There is a small room around here. I'm going to move to this direction. Okay, from side to side. Then I have a room here, which is 5 feet. So offset 5 feet by 5 inches. Okay, and I'll go there like that. And then this direction, so I'm going to offset it by 6 feet 11 inches. I will offset this line. Okay, then I got that little room right there. Okay, if necessary, like, I can go with the 2. It's up to you, like, when to do it, but otherwise, like, once I have this, I can I can go ahead and then trim whatever I want to trim. Okay, then using the trim function, you can mostly I prefer to select like pretty much everything, because it's going to help me just delete whenever I need something. Okay, if I do that, like, I can delete this and I can delete this, and then offset the wall of this by 5. Okay, it's okay. Okay, to extend that, and then there I have that small room, and there's a 2 feet. But before I know or determine that, like, I need to have a room that comes like in this direction, 14 or I can offset this one by 12. Okay, offset by 12 feet. Which door? Which one? Right here. Okay, and then I'll do offset again, but now 11 feet 4 inches. Well, which one? This guy, right? And then you can offset the walls by by 5 inches. You can offset this wall by 5. You can offset this wall by 5. The doors and everything, like you will manage that later. I mean, it's not really a big deal. So I'll go with trim, and then of course those when it's supposed to be deleted. Okay, this is gone. This is gone. Then I have a small room, 2 feet wide here. Then again, I prefer the offset item and then offset, but now the wall thickness I determined to be 5, right? That's it. Then again, I can use the trim function. I can trim whatever I want to trim. This is not there. This is not there. You can go with this as well. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Then this room is done, and then now you can go ahead and then like have this room, which is again offset 7 feet by 10 inches, and then offset for the wall by 5, and then of course you use the trim function. This is not part of it. And what else? Okay. And see, it's not really as difficult as it may seem. Then there is one thing here that I need to offset this by 10 feet and 4 inches. Need to offset this line in this direction. Okay, and then of course offset for the wall. Okay, and then offset by 14 feet this line, right? And then offset for the wall, which is by 5, like that. And then you can trim whatever you want to trim. Okay. Alright. That makes sense. Like, then pretty much like this is the floor plan. Yeah, you need to open the doors and whatnot. Of course, like you may worry like how am I going to open the doors and things like that. You can just go ahead and then, like, for instance, just as an example, if I try to open here a 2 feet and 10 inches opening, I can use offset. I mean, why not? You can offset by 4 feet 8 inches this wall, like that. And then of course you can use offset by 2 feet and 10 inches this guy. right? And then once you have that, your trim function is like pretty much your best friend now. So this is not part of the wall. This is not part of the wall. See? That's it. You get that open, right? So pretty much you can do something magical like this. And for instance, there was a line that was running up to here. You can have it back, for instance, just temporarily. Okay, why do you need it? Because you need to offset to fit 2 inches this line, right? Then it's going to have the wall right there, and then offset for the wall thickness right there, right? And then you can extend those 2 lines by holding the gray. See, you can do that. And you can do the same thing with this guy, like that. And then line from here to here, voila. Then trim around here, this area. Okay. Yep. You got it. Yeah. That's it. So I'll show you probably a few of how to draw the windows and the doors. What you can do is for instance, okay, let's clean up some more like that, and press enter, and let's trim whatever we don't need. Don't need this, don't need this, don't need this. You can delete those ones later if you want to. Can be deleted. Like that. So that's pretty much how you do it. Is there anywhere else? The ones are like the ones that are left from. You can select them and delete them later if you want to. Alright. So I'll show you how you can draw the doors and for one of the doors and one of the windows, and then after that you can follow the procedure, and then you can complete the work. I'm going to offset this line by 11 inches, this guy, see? Then this is where the door normally starts, right? So therefore and the size of the door is 3 feet. So the way you can proceed with this thing is, for instance, Let me extend it a little bit, and then first you can create the opening, and you use again offset and use 3 feet for the opening. Okay, got very close to it, but let's see. Okay, yeah, that's okay. Then you can use the trim function and trim whatever you want to trim. So the openings, we need them. Then this, not needed. And this is not needed. Okay, so since the door is like the opening is 3 feet, then what you need is like a 3 feet door to go with it. Now if you're drawing a door, like make the door layer current by double clicking on it, or you can come and select the door layer here. Okay, and then draw a line, like let's say which is starting from here 3 feet. Okay, and then I gave it the thickness of the door to be 2 inches, so you can move 2 inches in this direction. Then of course you can come down 3 feet. There I have the door. Then what I can do is like I can use the arc command. The arc command has like a set of options, like what to use, the 3-point arc or the center end arc option. Just there are several of them, and then look for the arc command, and then you go ahead and then you choose which ones to use. Okay, so here is the arc command. There is a little arrow next to it. So see, the options are there. So the one that I prefer to deal with, this one, is the start center end. Okay, because I know the starting point, because this is a door of 3 feet and I already have the 3 feet opening. This is start point. Okay, and then specify the center. Of course the center has to be the hinge, and the end has to be right there, the end of the door. Okay, so you may have like a problem, like because AutoCAD normally draws things like in a counterclockwise direction, so then probably sometimes you then what you can do is you can press the Control key, then automatically it will change the direction for you. Okay, then there I have the door. That's it. So you will proceed like doing the same thing for the rest of them, but in the meantime I would like to show you how you can proceed with the windows as well. So one of the window runs from this edge, and it's located at a distance of 4 feet and 1 inches. So what you can do is offset this line by 4 feet and 1 inches. Type it like that and move it. See? Then you can use this as the start of your window. Okay, so the side of the window is 4 feet, right? So what you can do is like you can offset this line by 4 feet. Don't worry, you may say like, oh, but that's the wall layer that you are using. Yes, definitely it's the wall layer, but I'm not worried. Like I can change that in a moment. Then I'll go ahead and then offset the other line by 6 inches. This one to draw the next window. The next window. Next window is also another 4 feet. So you go ahead and then offset by 4 feet. There I have. Then just to make it like look like a window, I'm going to draw a line that runs from here to here, and then another line that starts from here and then that ends there. Okay, just to make it like window, then select those lines and then put them on the window layer. Okay, there. No, this is the wall, the door layer, so it has to be changed to the window layer. All right. You see, after all, it's not really that bad. Just to do one big project like in a few moments. Okay, so then sometimes like you may wonder, like for instance, there is a door here, but I don't know where to start. But you can start from this side because the door says like it's 2 feet and 6 inches in this side, from this side. So just you can draw a temporary line that runs like this. Okay, and then you can offset that by 2 feet and 6 inches like that, and then move it right there. Okay, then you can start the door right there. You can open this by using the trim function. So you can use those lines and trim this. Okay, then once again pay attention to me, like how I did the door. Then yeah, the nice thing is we're on the door layer, and if the gap is 2 feet and 6 inches, then the size of the door is going to be the same. Okay, that's how the only way you can fit it in there. Then again, use 2 feet and 6 inches. I mentioned like 2-inch thickness. Then I'll go back to 2 feet and 6 inches. And then I'm closing it. Again, I will be using the option that I will be using is start center end, because I know the start of the arc. That's you can start from the center, doesn't matter. So here is the start of the arc, and I know the center of the arc is where the hinge is, like approximately there, and then it's going to end here. Okay, in this case, like I didn't need to press the control key because my arc is running in the counterclockwise from the start point. Okay, there I have. It's a very common practice, like in engineering things, when you run things like in the counterclockwise direction, mostly they are positive, right? Torque and so on and so forth. That's why like AutoCAD also follows, like when you trace an angle in the counterclockwise direction, it keeps it as positive. But if it is like if you are tracing it in the clockwise direction, then it's negative. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Then go ahead and then finish up the work. If you want, I can show you like how to open this once again. The opening over here shouldn't be really as difficult. It's, extend this line a bit, and then offset that line by 3 feet, because that's the size of the, not 3 inches, but 3 inches, not 3 inches, offset by 3 feet. There I have. Then usual trim. Okay. These are my objects, and the middle has to be opened. Okay, and this has to be cleaned. And that's it. Okay. Again, we need to trim this guy out. Then my door. I can have my door now. My door layer is current, so the opening is 3 feet, then the door size is 3 feet too. So line, draw up 3 feet, thickness of the door is 2 inches, and 3 feet. Okay, so it's a small rectangle. Again, I'll be using the start. You can start at the middle, it doesn't matter because the distance is too small. And then center, and then my end. That's it. Okay. So what's left for you as an exercise? Make sure that like you go ahead and should be able to open this by yourself and make a door, and then open here and here, put in windows. Okay, so zoom and extend so that you can see the whole project. Then that's pretty much it. So if you sit down and then like follow all the procedures what I did, I'm sure that like you will be able to finish this work like in no time. Okay, until next time, see you.